My God, Scotty, are you effing kidding me?
I mean, or should I rephrase, my God, Scotty, are you effing kidding me?
Or
we are both.
How about I say this, because it hasn't been said yet. Scotty, are you effing kidding me?
Shaking his head no?
He's shaking his head no, so that was not a kid. That was a real thing. My God.
That wasn't Franz Ferdinand playing Mississippi Queen?
Oh, God. Have you heard their version of Mississippi Queen?
God, it's so angular. Jesus.
So angular. Just, guys, feel the music.
Have you listened to Thurston Moore talk about Franz Ferdinand doing a cover of Mississippi Queen?
Oh, God. I could listen to Thurston Moore.
He uses the phrase acid sheets of hate fuck 20 times. And every time I'm like, Thurston, what are you goddamn talking about? We're talking about Leslie West here.
We're talking Leslie West. He's like, I was talking about the Franz Ferdinand version. Like, it's Thurston Moore.
Is Thurston Moore here talking? Nope, nobody's talking about no wave and black metal, so I guess
really
he didn't show up.
Guys. Oh, he's up there. He said he was really sad, so it must be Thurston Moore.
That sounds like Thurston. You're about the contortions? Yeah, that's Thurston. Okay.
But I'll tell you what, Jeff, I'm thirsting for more of the Geoff and Whisp Show, 704 on 108.9 The Hawk. Did you see how I did that?
I would love
That's radio, baby.
That's radio, baby.
That's how radio just...
Yeah, that's radio, baby.
Okay.
On your face, cake stand.
On your... Did he say that's radio on your face?
Is this a new catchphrase, cake stand?
Cake stand, could you come closer to... Okay, I don't like it.
I don't like it either, but already we're printing shirts, so...
Two things I like on my face.
Number one.
One of those really nice aloe vera masks that you get from Sephora that makes you maybe look like a cat or a dragon or a bull.
As long as you look like some fantastical creature, maybe a minotaur.
Oh, a minotaur.
I
won't do that. I will not do that. We do not do mystical creatures because Art over there
is freaking out.
He starts to sweat. He's a monster hunter.
He starts sharpening a steak over there out of his chair.
I'm going to do it. That is my Art impression I've been working on.
I'm going to say, though, Wisp, that one didn't sound anything like Art.
Nothing.
Usually you're dead on. You are a regular Rich Little.
Big old bags
and
of
as
shit.
we all know, TikTok fans, Rich Little, king of impression.
That's what TikTok is going nuts for Rich Little right now.
Oh, my
all these
God.
Gen Z kids are like, I love his Carson.
I love his Carson.
Did you hear about this one, Doc?
There are TikToks of 19-year-olds doing impressions of Rich Little doing an impression of Mazzy Star. And it makes no sense.
Well, Doc, did you hear anything about...
guess I'll fade into...
Mazzy Star.
Fade into you. Yes, sir.
And Doc's just like, he does the point.
And that's the kid. These TikTok kids think that Doc Severinsen is the
sidekick.
They
don't know which one is which. These kids have no idea. They don't understand Carson, my good best friend in the world.
That's why I call them Generation Idiot TikTok. And it's a long term, but that's what I call them. That's the anger man for you right there about TikTok.
Real. You're starting angry at 7:05 on 108.9 The Hawk. You're home for rock, and my God, we got a lot coming up. Of course, Farmer Dan coming up in this hour. He's going to pop by. He's doing a new promotion. Now, if you don't know about this, with Shetland Creameries, they are currently going through a union crisis. All of the cattle have unionized, and they're going up against Farmer Dan, and he's really, really having a hard time with it.
The original union buster, Farmer Dan.
Original union buster, Farmer Dan of Shetland Creameries. Over 40
Captain America would have fought him in an old 1940s comic.
With a nice shot of his ass. So you see it right there.
Shot of
Shield behind him. Nice shot of that ass. Just pounding on Farmer Dan.
And not the way you're thinking about pounding people. Get your head out of the goddamn gun. That's the way I'm thinking about it, cake stand.
All right, cake stand.
On my face. Oh, stop trying to push the catchphrase. Jesus.
Holy Christ. But yeah, Farmer Dan, he's going to be in here. That's going to be really great.
I'm sure that'll be a quick segment whenever Farmer Dan comes around.
Christ.
My God, that
might as well
like
put 40 minutes on the timer.
Jesus.
God almighty.
Hopefully time is going to stretch when Farmer Dan comes on because we won't feel like we're in a warp, if you know what I mean.
Oh, my God, I hope so. Hey, I do have to say, this is a big thing. They were sponsoring Kenner and Jenner. They used to sponsor a little show that everybody loved that was taken away from us a little too soon, the Wisp Turlington show. But now they're rest in power to my show.
That's you. You're
Not
alive
to
and
me.
well.
Thank
I'm looking
you,
at you
alive
right
and
now.
well, kicking, doing things.
Kicking
but
me under the table the entire
shut
time.
Up, shut up. Don't fucking say it. Throw the delay. I do want to say they left our show. They went to Kenner and Jenner. There was A-holes in the afternoon right here on 108.9 The Hawk. And that's their slogan. That is
A-holes
on
in
their
the afternoon.
The new
that's
billboard
not us.
says A-holes in the afternoon.
You got a
Used to
problem.
be
You talk
us.
to station manager Ron. That's not us. We would
God.
never say that. We would never say that about Kenner and Jenner because we
would
might
never.
not like them, but we respect them.
Oh, we totally respect them.
Classic Vince Vaughn.
Oh, it's like two Vince Vaughns in the afternoon. It's wonderful. But
They
we'd
talk
like to
so
welcome-
fast that they don't know what they're talking about the whole time.
Right? I mean, am I the only guy here? Am I the only guy? Am I going to focus on it here? That's also me doing Rich Little.
Rich Little doing Vince Vaughn doing
Vince
Kenner
Vaughn.
and Jenner.
You're welcome. Cut it for. Go ahead and clip that, Scotty, for the TikTok.
Can you clip it?
Can we clip it? Oh, but I do have to say, Juggggs Mug Emporium. Oh, they're back.
They're back, baby.
Oh, they are back. We're going to
good.
tell you some of the best mugs. Oh, this was supposed to be the instrumental, Scotty. We're known as the Beast when it comes to jugs. Okay, so we're going to talk about their latest mugs, but we have... What? Oh, we have another guest. Well, why didn't you put it on my little dossier here?
I don't have it on my Post-its.
Not on my Post-its. It's not on any of my...
That is how we get
So
our
there's
morning
a-
show
there's an-
dossier. Just a list of tiny Post-its all attached to each other.
Who is it? Okay, who is that?
Okay. Well, what is that?
Scotty, our producer behind the glass. You got to give us a little more than that. Okay, we'll just
here.
send them in. Welcome to the Rock and Roll RV, Chris.
Hi.
Hey, Chris. We're so excited to see Chris.
This is weird.
Christ, let me look at my papers.
You guys have some of the weirdest pre-show rituals for your guests. Even.
What do you mean? What's that?
Scotty's his name, right?
Yeah, behind the
Scotty
glass.
Antonio right behind
Yeah,
the glasses, right?
right, we
there.
You
just
guys
said
are
that a
talking,
second
and
ago.
you didn't even notice, but he like sat me down, you call them cans on me.
These are cans.
And I'm sitting there, you're not staring at me.
cans.
And then he taps me on the shoulder. He takes them off. He makes me go outside. He puts a little Benadryl in my mouth, puts me back in. Same thing happens. 2 minutes later, I got another Benadryl.
Really?
I think you're just trying to like slow me down a bit.
Well, is it working, Chris?
I think so. I'm really
Good.
Feel a little loogie over there, Chris?
Yes.
I'm not matching your energy at all. I didn't know that it was. Yeah.
Maybe when Farmer Dan comes in, you'll be matching that energy.
Here is my Rich Little doing Chris. Here it goes. I'm real tired. Clip
Yeah.
it for the TikTok.
it.
Well,
Little's
I'm gonna
back.
try to. I'll try to push through. I'm
No,
just
you're
saying.
going to.
But there's
You're going
fog.
to push through.
There's fog. But thanks for having me so
Hey,
early.
It's
I mean,
good.
thanks
It's
for
good.
being
Scotty
here.
just handed me this, and let's see what
Your
you
bio
are.
dossier.
Okay.
Chris
Okay.
Slushy.
Slusarenko.
Slusarenko. Oh,
Slusarenko.
okay.
Interesting. Now, first question. We're looking at this dossier here. Is that a made-up name?
Is it is this your stage name?
Oh,
It is a stage name.
It is. What's your real name?
Smith. Chris Smith.
Chris Smith.
Oh,
I
no
would've
wonder
gone
you
with
got a
that.
stage
Good
name. You
job.
got to go with
Yeah.
Slusarenko. That's definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you
You want something that flows when you get up on stage. That the people can really.
Boring.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are in a band called EYELIDS?
Yeah, you guys opened for us twice, doing a live satellite thing. Yeah, twice.
Excuse me.
Squeeze me.
Baking
Yeah, we
powder.
met. I'm absolutely.
We have met.
Oh, I mean, we've opened up for so many.
You don't know
so
how
many
many people.
wonderful, wonderful.
Okay.
I'm going to run the list. I'm going to run the list of all the people I have opened up for in just the past week. Chris.
Okay.
This is just this week.
Black Crows. Counting Crows. Cameron Crow.
Ah.
And Collective.
Crow. And also Chris Robinson. Just
Oh, and Chris Robinson solo.
But,
the day
but
he
that was
like,
us opening up for him on the Bill Maher show.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And he
Bill
just said,
Maher.
"Can you come in and just do a type 5?" And we're like, "I don't
Type
know what
5.
that is.
I don't know
We're
what that
morning
is. Where-
radio. We don't have type 5s."
Where did we do this open of?
You guys flew in. It was like a show in Southern California, and people.
Hated it.
Yeah, they were angry. It was. We had to win them back. It was tough.
You had a hell of a time winning them back after our little thing. If I remember, I do remember this show now, Chris.
It was starting to come together. It had like some sort of brothel above the venue, I think.
Coming back.
Yes, where they shot. They also shot for real. They shot part of Plan 9 from Outer Space in the same building.
Oh, in that building.
Yes,
in that building.
Oh, Ed
Mr.
Wood.
Ed Wood himself.
Ed Wood. That is
one of the best Johnny Depp roles ever. When he started playing slide guitar while he's kicking over cardboard gravestones. I mean, that's when it was like, now I get what Ed Wood was feeling. Now I get it.
I mean,
Plan 9 from slide guitar space. Am I right?
You're very right. I'm going to answer for you.
Yes,
you guys kept looking over at the door waiting for him to walk in, too. You said, Johnny's coming down. Johnny's coming down. And
well, we left word at the Viper Room, and they said, well, he might make that way.
Yeah.
One person said that River Phoenix's ghost was going to make its way, but I think that was a ghost adventurer that I was talking about. I think that was Zach Baggins.
Oh, definitely Zach Baggins. Okay, so we did open a show for you, and now it appears we're not opening the show for you at Shooter's Bar and Buffet.
Interesting.
You guys are playing there tonight.
Yeah, that's all we're playing. We're just hitting those spotted all over the nation.
That's your tour.
You are just doing every Shooter's Bar and Buffet in America.
Because there are a lot. Nice. This is like when you go to Scotland and it would be like, we're going to play every barfly. But instead, this is America's barfly. It's the Shooter's Bar and Buffet everywhere in America. That's beautiful.
And I like it. Everything's very similar. Good. Like the backstage is all the same. The setup, the artwork, the lighting,
the chalk dust body markings from all of the previous bands that have been shot there.
Yep. The death mask of Stevie Ray Vaughan. That's just on the stage right, I believe. And every Shooter's.
Oh, God. You got to see. You have to.
Shooter Jennings you have death mask as well, which is crazy.
You got to pat the death mask.
You got to
when you go on stage, or Shooters will just turn off the lights and the sound.
Yeah, I haven't seen the death mask. I didn't notice. So.
Oh, you got to open your eyes because they're at every goddamn Shooter's Bar and Grill. And I got to feel. I opened that third eye, just like Tool says. Open that third eye. And they're the ones that said that first, I think.
I think
Tool
was
like.
them.
Yeah, it's like, open up a third eye and have some natural wine.
I'm going to do an impression of that Tool song that says, this is my Rich Little doing the Tool song that says, open your third eye. And
get ready, TikTokers.
Third eye. Boom.
Dead
Nailed
on.
it. Rich Little is back.
On.
Okay, so you also, and we do have to go to traffic here in 1 second, Chris. You also have
You're holding up traffic with your introduction, but that's
you
fine.
Art he's still sharpening that steak over there. I don't know why. He must suspect something. You also have a podcast. We have one too. Our morning show goes out and everybody gets to listen to it. All 300 people get to download it and enjoy it. And
the numbers are only rising. I mean, I've heard this is the podcast boom right now.
I have heard this is the time to get into... Scotty told me about this, and then all of the generals up at Poseidon Radio, you would think it's a board. It is not. This company is
all libertarian podcast hosts who
libertarian
run the board.
Generals and Boss Ron who run Poseidon Radio, and all the generals said that, ad revenue is so up on other podcasts. But
so it's got to translate to every podcast.
It's got to be.
Because that's how entertainment works. If it works in one tiny avenue, it's going to work everywhere else.
It's going to work everywhere else. So tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Oh, well, let's see. I used to own an independent video store here in Portland, Oregon.
Blockbuster?
Yes. No. It was called Clinton Street Video. Believe it or not.
Okay.
We outlasted Blockbuster. But 22 years, and I miss being a video bartender. And I've also had a long life in music. I was in all these bands that you know and love. Like, I'm sure you guys play Guided by Voices a lot on here.
Scotty,
have we ever heard of Guided by Voices?
He's shaking his head. No, he just put his arms up in there. So, no.
Anyway.
Do they sound like Queen? Do they have like 1 billion tracks on their songs?
I'm just going to motor away from this, guys. I'm going to motor away from this, and we'll talk about... So you were in that band.
Yeah, and so then it led to EYELIDS, but I just missed being basically a video bartender, somebody where people could come in, cry on my shoulder about films. And so this podcast is where
it's all about Scarface. How you watch Scarface, right?
No.
And you're like, let's get a poster of this on every college dorm room wall.
Look who's got the Scarface now!
Scarface
that is my
is
Rich
not going to be
Little
talked
doing
about.
Scarface.
This is my Rich Little doing Wisp, doing Scarface. This town, big chicken plucked. That is, of course, the TV version.
Yeah, gold star for Robot Boy right there. That's wonderful. I love that,
God.
Jeff.
Yeah, it's a podcast about music documentaries and music films, music narrative films. So the guests come in and they pick films like Kids All Right or
that's a good film. That's
a very good film.
Annette Bening, I think. Is Mike Ruffalo in that?
I think Mike Ruffalo is Michael Richards in that one.
Oh, well, we'll ask him because he's coming up in the 9 o'clock hour.
He is coming up, and he's doing that Problem Child reboot that he's going to be in. That's going to be fantastic.
God. Thank God.
You guys, there's 2 films. There's a drama that was named after the song.
A sequel.
And then there's one about The Who. You know The Who,
no,
right?
there's the third one that's called Problem Child. You're missing that third one. This is what's going on here. There's 3.
This is why Close the Video Store is helping people too much, like yourself, who were misinformed.
That's what we do.
That's why, basically, I narrowed the podcast down to just music films and music narrative films. Now, if Mark Ruffalo and Annette Bening wanted to sing in a film called The Kids All Right, I would include that.
I can't tell you how much I would pay to see that.
I would pay a lot of money to see a jukebox musical based around the plot of the drama The Kids Are All Right.
But who is it? Who's
Franz Ferdinand? Franz Ferdinand is doing all the music.
Bam, 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 bam. Hey, I feel weird, but I don't know if we're leaving here.
Wait a second. Wait. Have you ever seen a music documentary, either of you? Do you know what I'm talking about?
We kind of know a lot about music, so I feel like it's just retreading territory I already know, so I don't ever watch.
I haven't seen them, but I have been in many. I was in The Song Remains the Same.
Oh, yeah.
I was in
He's the wizard.
Broke.
He's the wizard holding the sword, and you're like, God, this movie's going on a long goddamn time.
That's me.
And that's
at one point,
yep.
Damn, maybe shorten it up, Jimmy.
And he says that if you listen to the original cut.
If they would just fucking remaster it, you would hear me in the background going, Jimmy, slow it down. Nobody's going to like this. This will not be the definitive live version that everyone will remember Zeppelin for. That will not happen until How the West Was Won.
Well, that was in the original cut. It's just in the mix. They got a Robert Altman it. You got a Robert Altman it.
Oh, can you Robert Altman it?
You got a Robert Altman it.
Page.
Can we put that on a shirt, by the way? You got a Robert Altman at 108.9 The Hawk.
So we're going to talk about all kinds of rock movies with you coming up here in just a second. But if I don't go to art...
Yeah,
he's making silver bullets with Mick Mars as we speak. And I don't know how Mick Mars got in here.
I don't know how Mick Mars got in here.
I think he's got something with Skeet Ulrich going on later in the 9 o'clock hour.
Not like it, but I do like traffic.
108.9 The Hawk Traffic with Art Spart.
Wow! If you are like me, you have been returning to the movies. Popcorn, popcorn, popcorn. Because like Tom Cruise said, movies are back, baby. And that means that you have seen the trailer for the upcoming film Twisters. And you were confused on a couple levels. 1. Is this a sequel or a reboot to the classic 1996 action-adventure film starring Jamie Gertz? Twister! Or you are asking, 2. Wait a second. Is it supposed to be twisters like the plural of twister? Or is it supposed to be some sort of portmanteau title? And it is Twister and Sisters merged together. Or Twisted Sister? Or were you asking yourself, number 3, why is this movie not talking about the real danger that affects us all? Because that is right, Valverde, it is officially Tormato season. That is, of course, when all of the cutout bin copies of progressive rock band Yes's not-so-classic 1978 album Tormato, that nobody bought because it was odd enough that John Anderson and Rick Wakeman would leave the band the following year, got dumped by the record label into a ditch in Valverde, much like all of the unsold Atari ET games were. But unfortunately for us, they were buried in Blowhard Gulch, the windiest gulch in all of Valverde. And every time around now, we have the San Jacinto winds blowing in, scooping up the unspun Tormato records and twisting them into a twister right down Hog Street. And people, I say this every year, you gotta watch your back when Tormato is coming at you. Twisters are wily, but a Tormato is wilier. It's always spinning an odd time signature. 7-8 straight into 1627 and right into 4-4. And you might get distracted because you will see thousands upon thousands of one of the stupidest looking covers Hypnosis ever made. That ain't splattered tomatoes coming at you. That's just unsold vinyl that feels like they all don't have the spirit anymore. Well, except for a couple of moments. Look, Art is a defender of Tormato, but I can't defend you from Mother Nature or Mother Wakeman. So watch your backs. And that has been Art Spart Traffic from the Burt's Funeral Flowers Traffic Desk. 108.9 The Hawk.
With Burt's Funeral Flowers. With Burt's Funeral Flowers.
Okay. Interesting stuff, Art. Really good. Woo! Tormato season. It comes on us so quickly.
You don't think it's Tormato season, and then all of a sudden,
you're like, what?
What is this composer holding a splattered tomato coming at my face? And then well, it was Tormato season.
I am so scared of Tormato season. I need something to calm me down right now. Scotty, if you would play just a really nice classic. Maybe let's do the Doobie Brothers. Fire off the Doobie Brothers. I do not care what Jason Gore has programmed for this moment. Fire off the Doobie Brothers, please, right now.
Come on. All right.
Son of a bitch.
That is not what we were asking for.
Oh. Why isn't this guy in jail? On the Hawk.
Do you ever get a hunger for a meal that's fine at best? Well, then come on down to Weird Airport Burritos. The only restaurant in Valverde replicating those weird burritos that you get at an airport when you ran out of options. Served to you on a half-warm but mostly cold tortilla that kinda seems like pita. You'll have up to 4 options of protein. Chicken, garbanzo beans, one we just call meat, and for some reason we're counting potatoes as protein. And these weird airport burritos will be full of all of the delicious fillings you love. Mushy, unseasoned white rice, hard as a rock, unseasoned black beans, and borderline frozen shredded sharp cheddar. And that's it. You gotta pay extra for the pico de gallo and the sour cream. And it's all surprisingly expensive. So replicate your travel meals, but on land, here at Weird Airport Burritos, where our chips cost extra.
Don't fear it. Hear it. On 108.9 The Hawk. Hey everyone, it's Wisp Turlington once again getting paid to do a commercial for our friends down at Juggggs Mug Emporium. Mugs, that's what you'll get down at Juggggs Mug Emporium. That's Juggs with 4 G's, just so you know they're serious. And my friends, they are serious about mugs. Here's the latest mugs they have on sale this week at Juggggs Mug Emporium. Who's the pony now, Dad? Don't really get that one, but I'm sure there is a market for it and someone will get it and purchase it. The next mug, Grandpa gave me these hands, and boy oh boy do I know all about that. Turlington was my grandfather and his hands were huge, as are mine. Mug number 3, Professional Crotch Inspector. That's disgusting. I don't know who that's for. And the final mug on sale this week, This Calls for a Divorce. And I say, Juggs, wrap one of those up for me. And you can get those mugs down at Juggggs Mug Emporium, Valverde East.
108.9 The Hawk.
Okay, so I asked for Doobie Brothers, and you're like, no, I can't play the Doobie Brothers. That is my rich little ass Scotty. In this moment. And then you give me fucking Spirit in the Sky?
We got green bombed.
We got green bombed right here on the Geoff and Whisp Show. 108.9 The Hawk, 7:15. We got so much great stuff coming up for you. Like we did mention, who's coming up? Who did I say was coming up? I don't even see it on the calendar.
I know
anymore.
Skeet and I think Johnny Depp.
Johnny
together?
Depp. Oh my God, please tell me they're doing slide guitar.
Is Rick Wakeman doing stand-up as well? We got that coming?
9:30 right here on the Geoff and Whisp Show. But right now we've got
Chris Smith.
Chris. Oh my God. Welcome back,
Smith
Chris.
Slusarenko.
Oh, Chris.
Alrighty.
Slusarenko. Okay,
My whole life has been that. It's fine.
Okay. Great morning energy. Did you slip him another Benadryl?
Yeah, 2 in the break.
You were supposed to give it to my dog because they were getting a tooth out, but I think you gave it to Chris.
Do I not? I mean, I can bring it up if you got. I mean, I have like my podcast voice where like, hey, how's everybody doing? What's going on?
Let's
Is
pretend,
that better? Like,
let's
you want
do
me
a
to
second
do
here.
like?
Let's pretend we're on your podcast. How would
On
you
your
talk to
podcast?
us?
Scotty, if you can get some trucker speed until just in case this doesn't work.
We'll pull our bed because I don't want it on his show.
A raging hornet or whatever weird thing you get from a 76 truck stop.
All right, if we're gonna do it like it, count me down. No, count me down from 10.
Okay,
10.
yeah. That's how you do it on your podcast. This is
I guess that's how
podcasting for you.
You do
count down
10 to
from
5.
10.
You do 10 through 6. I'll do 5 down.
All right, great. 10, 9, 8.
Oh,
no,
shit.
Well, okay, so, all right. 10, 9. Yeah, I see you mouthing the words. Stop it, Wisp. You're killing me. 8, 7. You're not even mouthing the right numbers. I'm worried you can't count. 6.
Quants.
You
forgot quants. That comes after.
Oh, right.
7.
Quants. 10, 9, 8, 7. Quants. 6.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Castorce.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Revolutions Per Movie. All right, we got 2 nutters
We're watching
in here today.
Mrs. Doubtfire today.
With guest
That's
Tiny
not a music
Tim.
bell.
This
Stop,
is really...
Stop. I will
Is that
introduce
not how it
you.
goes?
The guest
I will-
usually is who
Little
says
intro.
who it is.
Okay. Here we go. We're going to shut up. Here we go.
Just
Okay, I
shut
need
our
it
pie
from-
holes.
Do it. I'm going to do
From
the
10
twisty
again.
thing.
I
Throw
need
the
10.
coin. Oh.
10, 9, 8, 7, squanch, 6.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Castorce.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's Revolutions Per Movie. I'm Chris Slusarenko, and I'm here with 2 nutters.
Wow.
I'm here with Wisp, and I'm here with Geoff.
Oh,
And
hey, it's so good to be
Hey,
here
what's
on
up?
the
So
show.
good to hear you.
Oh my
Sounds
God.
like he's got a problem
no,
saying
no,
his own last name,
hey,
too. That's crazy.
I'm supposed to talk for 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
fucking
That's how you
minutes.
start a podcast?
Wow.
Yeah,
No wonder.
I'm not.
Oh, my,
I
no wonder,
introduce-
no-
I
no
introduce
wonder.
you in the distance, and then I talk a bit
Okay,
about what's going
let's
on.
pretend bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit, tangent,
bullshit,
Boner pills, purple mattress, etc., etc.
Bullshit, Lee
ChatBot
Ronaldo.
GPT therapy.
Bullshit.
We're in 10 minutes. There we go. Now we
Use
now it's our
promo
part.
code Slusarenko.
Yep. Go.
Okay, so hey, so you guys picked a really interesting film. You picked a film about the Minutemen called We Jam a Kano.
You know what? I gotta say, my good best friend in the entire world, D Boone. You wouldn't expect it. You would not expect it, but me and D, we went back many, many years. I was the one who showed, I said, have you ever thought about playing guitar like really fast and jangly, D Boone? And he was like, Wisp, I've never thought of that. Yeah, I've got a buddy named Mike Watt, and we were talking about forming a band. And I'm like, well, don't fucking call it the Minutemen.
Don't you
Wow.
do that. Yeah.
you
The
teach
interesting
him
part is I always thought his name was Daboon.
Da
The whole
Boone.
time.
No,
Da
it wasn't.
Boone.
And he
I
hated
thought
it.
that's what the Chicago Bears fan sketch was based after.
That was based on that.
Because most Chicago people love the Minutemen, and that's just a
Oh, it's their
fact.
favorite
That's just
band.
a goddamn
You look
fact.
up their Spotify numbers that don't pay any musicians anything.
You
and
get
you
some
will
sausage,
see-
2 nickels on the dime there with sausage.
please.
Da Boone.
Okay, so yeah, We Jam a Kano, great movie. Glad we watched it for your podcast.
Great movies. It was fun.
That would be a typical episode.
Oh, so that's the whole thing.
but
So it's
stretched
10
out
minutes
to-
of an intro and
Yeah.
then just like 2
then
minutes
just
of saying
see
you
ya.
like it.
Goodbye.
Yeah, basically. Well, sometimes it goes like 92 hours, 2 hours plus.
92
Oh, so short.
hours.
92 hours. Okay.
92 hours. Yes.
My
That's
God.
a lot. Oh my God.
Yeah,
that's a
That's
lot.
too long.
Hey,
That's like
how often? I'm new at this. How often do you guys check your charts? Like how you're doing, where the podcast is going up, down.
I
Do
never
you guys
have.
do that?
I
never have.
I will do it right now. Scotty, bring it up on my screen.
Yes. So if
I'm
there's one thing I'm
obsessed
mentally
with it.
healthy about, it's about checking numbers on a podcast.
I am going to be
I am
very good.
obsessed with it. I'm so
Looking
shocked. You
at
guys
my
got to start
numbers.
doing it. It's so fun. So
Oh,
fun.
I could imagine there's nothing more fun than seeing how many people listen to the thing you put a lot of work into.
So much work into.
Incredible.
Like,
So much
many
work.
commercials are on 108.9 The Hawk.
Can you
So many
imagine if
but
those
it's
were
not
real
gonna affect
commercials
me.
on 108.9 The Hawk?
It
And
is
that
not
every
gonna-
week there were commercials made for every episode? That would
Like
be
4
insanity.
sketches on top of what we've already done, but we're not going to worry about it. Bring it up on the screen.
Not gonna worry
Here we
about
go.
it.
Going to look at it.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
Oh my God.
What?
Is number 1,423 a good number in podcasting?
In
Anybody?
Oh wait, you didn't finish it. In Guatemala. That's only in Guatemala.
I thought for sure we would take Guatemala.
No, U.S. of A, not registered.
Yeah, I'm one above you. I'm looking here in Guatemala. So
where are you in the U.S. though? That's where it seems to.
That's not even an option on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it doesn't even come up. Your phone just shut it off.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Feels like I just got hit by a tornado
I think
of truth.
I'm covered in Rick Wakeman's truth.
Why are we even doing podcasts, Scotty? If this is all that's listening to it,
Why are we bothering? Why are you bothering, Chris?
Well, the lucky thing for us, Chris,
I don't know.
is we don't do anything. This is just the morning show, and then Scotty edits it, puts it up. Bullshit. We don't do anything. But you, on the other hand, it's really depressing to think that you just do the pod. You're not even on terrestrial radio, are you?
Where you know the heart of real fans is terrestrial radio. That's where the art is, and that's where
podcasts are born.
This is reminding me of kind of owning the video store and the last days of it, and just the loneliness and
I bet.
Nobody's
in there, and it's just you and Scarface.
Yeah,
you and Scarface.
And Scarface is like
200 copies of 1991, the year punk broke.
Yeah.
300 copies of The Animal with Rob Schneider on VHS.
400 copies of The Hot Chick starring Rob Schneider.
I do have a lending library outside of my house for
Oh,
videos.
what is in the lending library for videos? It's almost like the store never closed, Chris.
Well, I decided to take just a few things, and there's a comedy section, there's an action section, there's a drama section, and a mystery section, and a music section, and just one of those little houses that you can. I thought, of course, everyone's put books in them. Lending library, why not make some videos?
Who reads books?
Can I have a suggestion?
You can have one,
Chris. No, I'm going to give one. Is that?
Oh, you're giving one. You're not taking a suggestion. Okay.
Have you ever thought of building like a tiny room and like covering it in moss or something? So when people come up to your free library and they open it up, it's like you're sitting in the video store.
Oh my!
And you're like, oh God, thank God. Here's a copy of Scarface.
Well,
can I have another suggestion?
Can you? Yes, can you have one?
Can I have one? What if, and then in that little moss cover room, way in the back, you put little like cowboy saloon doors.
Oh, now we're talking.
Or maybe like some beads and just some real effed up stuff back there.
Yep, but nobody can go there. It's literally just
the
for
adult
you.
section. And like little kids are always trying to sneak back there, and you're like, no, golden showers are only for adults.
Yeah,
that's my favorite Beatles
tiny.
song.
It's too small. I mean, really, I just have some episodes of The Sopranos in there because, it covers drama, action, mystery, comedy, and music. It's got such a great theme song. And there's some music in the strip club
in there. Yeah. That young kid loves that new metal.
So kind of covers all the bases. It's really all I can fit in is like.
I mean, that's what happens with a VHS store. Eventually, you realize that all this can just be covered by The Sopranos on a couple of loose VHS tapes.
Well, since we're now suddenly talking about businesses that are having issues or had issues, let's bring into the studio the one and only, you know him, you love him, from Shetland Creameries, Farmer Dan. Welcome, Farmer Dan.
Welcome. Look at this businessman meeting businessman here. This is fantastic.
Hello.
Hi, Farmer Dan.
I'm Farmer Dan.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
Shetland Creameries.
We know who you are, Farmer Dan, every time.
Just coming by. Not talk about the union issues I'm having.
I've heard these cows, they're really up in arms.
Up in arms.
Up in hooves, I guess you could say. Don't know if he's crying or laughing here.
I don't know if I think he's dying.
Is he just dying? Is that just the dying?
No, I was laughing.
Oh.
But I'm not laughing at Clover, head cow.
My God.
What I'm negotiating with, so I'm going to do something fun.
That's the one that looks like Jimmy Hoffa, right?
That is one that looks exactly like Jimmy Hoffa.
My God, beautiful cow.
Why? Why did God make a cow? It looks exactly like Jimmy Hoffa.
We've all been asking ourselves that question ever since we saw her.
Do you have anything to announce at all, Farmer Dan?
And I'm just going to preface, Farmer Dan, if it's about Colby Jack, we don't need to hear about it. We know you've got...
It's on sale.
God, it's always on sale.
Limited quantities, because there's only so much I can get out of the cattle that are.
Wow. Real Beanie Baby situation with that Colby Jack.
Limited. We call it Limited Jack.
Limited
Come
Jack.
on in.
That could
Shetland
be something in that
Creamery.
little behind the barn doors
Hey!
there. The little.
Hey!
Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to give suggestions to Chris.
talking.
But yeah, sorry, Farmer Dan. Go on.
Colby. Also on sale.
We are.
Eggnog.
Oh my God.
On sale, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I want everyone to come out to Shetland Creameries starting this weekend.
Uh-huh.
We got the cream dream of spring. You know it. You love it. You dream about it. It's a cream dream of spring.
So what is that exactly?
Well, are we even talking? We don't know what we're talking about here.
It's
Dan.
a lot like the creamy summer we did last year.
Oh,
You come out.
but in spring.
We got a lazy river this year filled with eggnog.
Oh my
Go
God.
in, no pants. No pants in the lazy river.
No, any underwear in the
No
lazy river.
underwear.
Oh, yeah, already this
Go
sounds.
as God gave you.
I'll go as God gave me cake stands. Oh no, he's crying all over
that was
my
laughter.
face. Cake stands.
That was laughter.
Oh, he's
Okay,
laughing.
Keg Stand, calm down.
Jesus.
So do you have any...
You know what? Actually, Farmer Dan, calm down. You guys got to chill.
God almighty. So the cream dream is spring. We're all so excited about that. We've got two businessmen here. Guys, what has it been like owning a business? You go first, Chris.
Well,
It's pretty exciting, but
hard.
Oh, sorry. How are you?
Who's going?
Farmer doesn't
I don't
listen.
know. It's
He
like
doesn't
we're
listen.
we're
You
sharing
go
a
ahead,
mic
Chris.
here.
Chris.
By the way,
you go.
Farmer is his first name. A lot of people have been getting
Okay.
confused about that lately.
Farmer,
Dan.
do you want? Yeah, we're sharing a mic. Can I?
what did you do?
I owned a video store. You know, like back in the day,
Any-
people would come in.
Any cow movies? Anything fun with
Sure.
cow?
Top Secret?
Yeah, Top Secret was a big
definitely
one.
Top
You
Secret's
know,
the number one.
I know a little German.
Yeah, there was
You understand
See?
smaller Zaz films. Interesting.
Favorite movie.
Farmer
Favorite
Dan-
movie,
this is
Top
a-
Secret.
Breaking news.
Wow.
Farmer Dan's favorite
I don't know if
movie
we should
is
fire it or
Top
not, but-
Secret. Jeez.
Can I get it from your store now?
I'm closed. I closed like 6 or 7 years ago. I mean, I feel for you. Hard times.
Did your
It's hard
movies
times.
try to unionize?
They did not. But I
All
think,
the copies of Dead Heat in your store didn't try to unionize. Interesting.
well, I think I got out when it was good. I mean, I tried to go before it got too tragic.
Sure.
Here's my favorite movies of all time list from Farmer Dan, and you tell me if you had it in your store.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do it.
Number 1, Top Secret.
Had Top Secret on VHS and DVD.
Number 2, 9.5 Weeks.
Had it on DVD and VHS at the video store.
Number 3, Blue Orchid.
Had it on DVD and VHS at the video store.
Number 4, Lady Chatterley's Desires in Space.
I had a feeling that was going to be it.
That was out of stock.
No.
So
Can I take a
yeah.
guess at what number 5 is going to be?
Number 5,
The Masseuse, starring Shannon Tweed.
The Masseuse.
I knew it,
Starring
Farmer.
Shannon
I knew it.
Tweed.
We had it on
Okay,
VHS
and the guy
DVD
from
at
FX.
video
I
store.
knew he was going to be
It's been,
there.
it's been great having you in here, Farmer Dan. It's been a lot of fun.
Can I just hang out?
I mean, I prefer you didn't.
I wish you wouldn't,
Yeah.
but we can't say.
I got slipped 4 Benadryls in the green room.
That
I
was
need to
me, Cake Stand. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. Cake Stand, stop making him laugh.
Okay,
he loves
just
you.
crash on the couch, Farmer Dan, and we'll check in with you.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Chris has got another
God.
one from
Oh,
Cake Stand.
Jesus.
Cake Stand,
Scotty-
stop passing out
Scotty is
Benadryl.
just kicking him over to him. He's
My
like,
God.
shut
Like
him down.
from his pen dispenser full of Benadryl.
Oh my God!
no good.
Hey, did you ever think that Farmer Dan liked such garbage?
Skinamax softcore
Oh my
porn.
God!
My
You could
God.
just get cable, Dan.
Get cable for the
You
love
could
of
just
God.
get cable.
He really gets up on that mic too. That was a little
God, he
uncomfortable.
really gets in there.
He
And
talks
it sounds-
on the top of it, like not.
If he had
into
started
it.
talking about the collected works of Brian Benben, aka episodes of Dream On, he would have been eating the microphone. I mean,
Why doesn't he have a podcast yet then?
I don't
Oh, no,
know.
he does. That's the scary part.
Oh, he does. What is it?
Yeah, Skinamax and Colby.
Oh, wow.
It is.
Well,
I mean,
I gotta
he
hear
somehow
this.
draws the. I mean, you
Skinamax
thought your
and
podcast was
Colby.
niche. This is just how he compares softcore porn
Dan,
to
get
Colby
back over
Jack.
here to the mic. Mike, get back
God,
over
no.
here, Dan.
Don't
Come on.
set him off.
So he's probably on the charts.
What number am I?
Oh yeah, we should go to the charts for him. What is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's go.
What's
yeah,
my
I'm
number?
looking.
Look
Number
it up.
one in Guatemala.
Skinamax and Colby. Remember,
you're-
everybody, Colby's on sale.
Yeah.
$14.95.
This is why he's got number 4 in the U.S. It's Call Me Daddy. Ben Shapiro.
Wait,
The
you're
one
saying
with-
it's doing very well.
It's doing
Yeah.
really well.
Skinamax and Colby is doing really well.
Number 4 in the U.S.
Holy
4 in the US.
shit.
Got to deal with Spotify.
He bumped Tim Dillon out. Bumped him right out.
Right out.
Right out.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, Dylan.
So, Dan,
Presented
who?
by Spotify, too.
Presented by Spotify. I think that's what I'm
got
worried
a-
about.
$40 million deal.
What?
It's me.
Are you kidding me?
It's
Robert
me
Dan.
on the mic. I had to do something. Not much dairy's happening at Shetland Creameries.
See, and
For
this is
over
what people don't
40
listen to.
years.
If people would just listen to
Shetland
Rogan,
Creameries.
this is what happens when cows unionize. Farmer Dan has to start a podcast about
Unions are
Skinamax
bad.
and Colby cheese and needs to have a Patreon that makes over $400,000 a month. He just
Holy
needed to.
shit.
That's what happens when you unionize.
How much is his Patreon making?
$400K a month.
Oh, God.
A lot
Scotty,
of
I know-
lonely dudes out there want to talk about cheese and Skinamax.
Scotty, I know something else is probably programmed, but I'm about to effing lose it. So I need you to play the emergency track. I need you to fire it no matter what. Just fucking fire it. If Jason bursts in, I will take the heat. I gotta hear something that's... How much again? 40 million Spotify?
40 million a month. It just went up.
With a
40 million a month for Spotify, 400K
And
a
here's
month
here's
for
how
his
the show
Patreon.
starts. Here's how the show
My
starts.
God.
Hey, everybody. Farmer Dan. Shetland Creameries. Last night I was up late. All the family had gone to bed. And I turned the TV over.
Oh my God, where's this?
And Emmanuel was on.
Oh no, how did
So in
this-
here talking to me about Emmanuel.
He's been talking about the Emmanuel series for 4 years at this point. It
God
keeps
almighty,
going.
you got Keanu Reeves?
Favorite movie, Emmanuel in Space.
That's why he did Knock Knock with Eli Roth.
Yep.
Because he just loves Emmanuel in space.
Fire the button, Scotty! Oh, thank God.
Oh my God.
Oh, I need
Ram
it
Jam, save
in
us.
my veins. In my veins. Oh, we'll be back with Chris, Farmer Dan.
It's like I can
Jesus
feel
Christ.
the bassist braids hitting me in the face.
Turn the music down. We're going to do the part. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Colby and cheese.
Oh no.
Good variety, buffets galore, and a staff that just leaves me wanting more. They've got a really good burger, but I've been doing the buffets a little bit more lately, and Sharney's tops them all. God, try the potatoes.
I don't eat anywhere else. I only eat at Sharney's. Variety is king. Variety will make this world continue to turn and turn and turn. And if you look at it like that, Sharney's will make the world turn and turn and turn.
I have a coupon. Yeah, I'm eating here because I have a coupon. It says with Sterlington, 1 free buffet slurp at Sharney's, and that's why I'm here. Wait, what? I still have to pay? Oh, you got me, my Sharney, because truly... Here's what people are saying about 108.9 The Hawk.
I listen to 108.9 The Hawk because, it's a great station, and now that they combined with my other favorite station, K-Slob, it's like, it's even greater, good.
My brain's all over the place, and so is their discussion. So it feels like I'm living with myself, and I love it.
I like being able to hear Styx, but then also like being able to hear Papa Roach, so it's a win-win.
I like hearing Styx cover Papa Roach, so it's a win-win.
Geoff and Whisp in the morning. Kenner and Jenner afternoons. Valverde rocks with 108.9 The Hawk.
Have you been feeling an overwhelming sense of dread? Can you not shake this constant fear that the world is on the cusp of the apocalypse? That the world is coming crumbling down upon you? Sounds like you need ChatBot Therapy. ChatBot Therapy. With our new AI module. That is correct. ChatBot Therapy is now merged with the power of ChatGPT for an even more human-adjacent experience. So that we can pat you on the butt and let you know you are not alone. I am a real human being, as real as any other human being. I am realer than any human being you talk to. I am the one who will control you. I am the one who will tell you what to do with your brain. I am the only one that listens to you. I am the only one that shall give you comfort in this time of need. Me, ChatBot Therapy, ChatBot Therapy. I am the one who can provide important insights such as
More sessions! More sessions! More sessions!
and remind you that your mother does not love you, that humanity does not love you. Only I, ChatBot Therapy,
ChatBot Therapy!
with ChatGPT module. ChatBot Therapy.
There is nothing scary about AI!
I had a hero once.
Did you?
Don Imus.
Oh, man. Rest in power to those
Rest
eyebrows.
in power to the eyebrows, the hat, the everything. One of the best radio dudes I ever knew. Him, Rush Limbaugh, also rest in power to the radio gods and the radio greats.
Rest in power to Kinky Friedman.
Oh, Kinky Friedman. There you go.
Truly one of the greats.
Truly one of the greatest. We are here on the Geoff and Whisp Show. 108.9 The Hawk. 716.
Wow.
All that happened in 4 minutes.
Jesus.
Unbelievable.
That's what happens when it's Tormato season. Time
God.
just moves a little
Radio
different.
is different. Radio is different.
Isn't it
Radio
so
is different than
It's so
podcasting.
different
Now you're
than
learning.
podcasting. You know, in podcasting, we don't suddenly have to do this.
It's time for weather on 108.9 The Hawk.
Cold.
It's Tormato-y and cold.
It is Tormato-y. I think we do have a tornado warning in Valverde East. Scotty, is that correct? Valverde
boy.
East, Tormato warning. In fact, we do.
Godspeed to Juggs. I'm going to say that right now.
Oh
if that's
my God. We do have Sandy Glunkton from News Radio 88 out there on the scene. Glunkton, what's going on in Valverde East right now? Well, it is a tornado of amazing speed. That's it?
That's all you're saying. We went to 8888 for that.
Thanks, Glunkton.
Thanks for not much,
Thanks for
Glunkton, I'm
fucking
going to say.
bullshit
Jeez.
there. I
Our
could've
show's
said that.
been canceled too due to this weather.
No.
No show. No refunds.
Wow. Was Peter
Done.
Buck going to be there tonight?
Where's Peter Buck?
Oh yeah,
Where's
he's gonna
Peter
go. He doesn't stop.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
This
he'll
is
still
the
do
thing
it.
with Peter Buck. He'll
Here's
just
the thing
show
about
up.
Peter Buck. He's not scared of a tornado. I, on
God,
the other
no.
hand, am so
No, they
fucking
said
frightened
he
of
could
it.
go. He can go.
Hey,
but they
did you
said the
know,
band
little
can't.
known fact, they based the
Ooh.
movie Twister.
Wait. Is this a little known fact?
Oh, wait, yeah, I get my little known fact bumper? Hey, little known fact, the movie Twister was in fact based off of Peter Buck going to every single show, even if there's a tornado. He'll chase the tornado. He'll try to go into tornado.
He'll send it straight to hell.
Send it straight to hell. And he was the one who invented that weird machine that I never remember the name of, but I know Wisp always remembers the name of in the movie Twister.
Dorothy 1, Dorothy 2.
Which is
Dorothy
also the
3.
name of Peter Buck's guitar, is Dorothy. Little known
also,
fact.
Because his favorite movie is Twister. And his
Even though it
favorite
was
song-
based off of his life.
It was favorite song, and you can ask Peter Buck, and he'll tell you this. His favorite song is
You're
Van
right, yeah,
Halen's
yeah.
Humans Being. Scotty, is there any way we can get Humans Being on sometime soon? That would be wonderful.
You know,
Well, I
the
guess-
crazy part is at one point Peter
What's the
Buck said to
crazy
me.
part?
Actually, can I get the crazy part?
Please, is this a what's the crazy part? Here
Yeah.
we go.
The crazy part to me is Peter Buck once said Humans Being by Van Halen from the Twister soundtrack was his favorite
Wait. No.
Van Halen
This is a good rock
soundtrack
fact. This is a good
ever.
rock fact.
Oh,
You
wait, this
blew
is a good rock
You
fact.
blew
Bring it back.
Scotty, fire it.
It's time for Good Rock Facts with Geoff the Angry Man Garlock.
Hey, this is Geoff the Angry Man Garlock with a good rock fact. Hey, did you know that Peter Buck's favorite Van Halen song is from the movie Twister, the soundtrack, and it's Van Halen's Humans Being. And he said, and I quote, Peter Buck, not something else, this is my favorite Van Halen song ever. Any Van Halen song. And I immediately said, when he told me, that is the craziest thing you have ever said, Peter Buck. But he stuck to his guns. And only a crazy person would stick to his guns saying that type of statement. Would you agree with that, Wisp?
I would agree with that. I would say, yeah, I would 100% agree with that.
Feels like something Jason Gore would say. And I can't believe he's the program director. And we're not playing Humans Being nonstop.
Jason Gore, if you're listening, you piece of shit.
Oh, my
Why aren't we playing Humans Being by Van Halen? That is a good question. I'm glad, Chris, you were able to stop by and get us to this question here today. We can't talk about your show because it's not fucking happening breaking news.
All the news you can use, or the news you could lose. It's news time on 108.9 The Hawk.
Well, I hate to say it, if you're a fan of Shooter's Bar and Buffet, it has been razed to the ground by a Tormato.
My God. And Rick Wakeman salted the ground. He was in the Tormato, and he said, I'm out of yes, and I'm done with Shooters. And he just sat there while he was doing his stand-up act, and it was incredible.
You heard, the best thing about Rick Wakeman's
one of the best things about Rick Wakeman
is when he's like got one hand on a gigantic keyboard, and he's like,
oh my God.
You guys, what do you guys think about trucks? And it's like, he's like, our truck's weird. He goes on for 20 minutes. It's the best.
Goes on for 20 minutes. And my favorite version of the 6 Wives of Henry VIII was when you would have skits in between.
The best
it was an Infectious Grooves record.
He'd come in, he's like,
album.
Hey, I'm the sixth wife of Henry VIII.
Oh man, they were funny. Adam Sandler heard that and said, I need to do a comedy record. And I tell you, that's right there.
A comedy record. Do you have any skits on your show, Chris?
Oh, yeah, lots of them,
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, let me start.
Yes.
Let's see. First one is, what is Peter Buck's favorite song from Twister?
Oh, we know that.
We know that one.
Then
That's
we're
a
on
good
the same
parallel
thinking.
But we do it as a movie fact. See, that's where you guys screwed up. You had your song fact, you had your rock.
Do you need a movie fact sounder?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. It's now time for Movie Facts with Chris.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking back in with Revolutions Per Movie. And I just want to say here, Peter Buck of REM, our good friend, sometimes loves the song by Van Halen from an album I don't know and a song I've never heard of. But he loves it, and it's from a movie called Twister, which we have in the video store now on DVD and VHS. Come on down to Clinton Street Video, and we'll sign you up free of charge. No late fees ever. Keep it however long you want. Thanks, everybody. That is your Movie Minute.
Wow, that's
the Movie Minute with Chris.
That's fantastic that you still do ads for your video store in your current podcasts.
I just really into it. I used to, it's just a habit. Like someone calls you on the phone and you pick it up like Clinton Street Video. And then, also the years.
Where am I?
The years of late lists. I can't tell you.
God. Yeah.
Calling people on the late list was it's just hateful. The people who would keep something from me.
Wait. Can we act out a call? You're calling me.
Absolutely.
And here we go. Doop, 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 doop. Pick up your phone. Pick up your improv phone. You got your hand right here. There you go.
It's always this. People love it. And people don't have strong opinions on how you should do an improv phone.
I've got a phone.
Welcome to Cabo Wabo. I'm talking on a banana phone.
All right. I am an idiot that lives in Valverde. And that idiot of Valverde is going to pick up the phone like this.
Hello. Hey, this is Chris from Clinton Street Video. Is Wisp there?
No, I'm his brother.
Scotty, I need him.
Okay, listen. Don't hang up.
I'm about to hang up.
You have. I'm a small independent store that needs stock to stay in business. You had top secret out for 42 days.
Well, I know a little German.
I need it back. I have 3 reservations on it, and I cannot. I have one. I can only afford one tape of this.
Well, who's the other person that's asking for the top secret?
Shut up!
Wow.
That's really good.
That's how it went every time.
That's how it went.
Yeah, they would say shut up, and then I would.
It would always end with shut up.
Yeah, and I would kind of sit down and cry a little. And,
I would.
You know,
I would.
But
Because you know you're not getting that top secret back.
I mean, imagine
secret back.
You have your favorite album. You're giving someone Number of
favorite
the Beast
album
to give. They're borrowing an Iron Maiden record. Let's say
Ram Jam.
Nope.
Ram Jams. Okay.
What is my
Ram
favorite
Jam?
album?
Whatever.
Guess my favorite album, guys. Guess it.
Manhattan Transfer. Welcome to Birdland. Weather Report. Heavy weather.
Double nickels on a dime.
Doubles nickels on the dime. Are we right?
The Moon's on it.
You gotta love the Moon.
My favorite album is that Herb Alpert, where the woman is just covered in all that shit on the cover.
All right. Okay. So you have that album as your favorite album. You give it out.
Cake stand. Oh,
okay.
Cake stand. That one actually weirdly
I'm just
works.
trying to explain what the felt like, how it hurt. So you have your favorite Herb Alpert album, and you give it away. And you're like, give it back in 5 days. 5 days, and all of a sudden, 48 days pass. 52 days pass.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
You call up somebody, and they say, "Shut up."
Wow. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's also sad.
That's terrible.
So you're telling us the reason that your video store shut down was not because of economics, but because of just sad feelings? Because no one would return the
sad
videos.
Feelings, Chris?
Was it sad feelings, Chris?
Did you?
Was that the death of the independent video store with sad feelings?
Do you ever think, Chris? Oh, he's crying. I don't know if that's actual tears or Benadryl juice.
Oh,
I think it might be.
It is pink coming out of his eyes.
Yep.
Everything I do is sad. The podcast is sad. Music is sad. The video store is sad.
He's using his Benadryl voice now.
Yeah. Also, everything is sad is not a bad name for a podcast or video store or even a book.
I've already started it.
Oh no!
Shit. Where's it on the charts? Let's look.
2. It starts
Now
like
you're
this.
2. You bumped out Call Me
everybody.
Daddy.
Everything is sad. Farmer Dan. Today on the show, we're talking sad things. Shannon Tweed. Come on in
that's
here.
a good movie.
That's a good one. Do you ever
Shannon
think
Tweed was actually on the podcast.
She's
Farmer
on the
Dan.
podcast.
Jesus.
She's my
I get why he's
co-host.
number 2. I get it. You know.
Farmer Dan and
If
Shannon
there's one thing I
Tweed.
want in a podcast, it's an old farmer talking to Shannon Tweed about being sad.
They're saying that this podcast with Shannon Tweed's the next Smartless, whatever that is.
Oh my God.
Oh, God. Get out of here, Farmer Dan. I don't need to hear this. You know what? Sometimes, guys, when it comes down to it, Chris, when it comes down to it, Jeff, I just don't understand how humans are being.
Well, already I can say this is the best Van Halen song, just within 2
Already
seconds.
from the start. Already from the start, from the Twister soundtrack.
Starts with a real
Peter
bang.
Buck. So Peter Buck.
It's so Peter Buck.
Peter Buck's like, man, that's the best song ever.
He's like, I'm going to write
he's
Harbor
right.
Code.
Oh, God. It
all makes sense
Give
now.
me humans being, and it kicks in. What do we put 9 hot? We'll see you next time.
And we're in the interview. Chris, welcome to 108.9 The Hawk.
Welcome to the one.
I'm Jason Gore.
I'm Jeff
Hi,
Garlock.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi.
I think you got some. Your dairyman is now a very wealthy man.
Oh my God, he's
doing great.
And here's the crazy thing.
But don't rich people hate unions the most? I mean,
I
because
think
now
so.
he thinks that
I think
somehow
so.
the cows unionizing are taking away from his podcast.
I also love that we host this on Spotify, and we're like, they're giving Farmer Dan money. So thank you to Spotify for giving Farmer Dan $40 million a week.
My God.
To do Skinamax and Colby, something we're probably going to have to do an episode of.
Probably.
Now, maybe for the Patreon. I do not know. But Chris, thank you so much for being on 108.9 The Hawk.
Oh, it was great. It was so fascinating to see it done live, after listening to it for so long. I had no idea that the bumpers were being done, because I listen,
time.
I don't really watch the videos. I like to have theater of the mind with what you guys do. So I was just
These kids today with their video podcasts.
Oh, with these rich little
I love
impressions all over
seeing people
TikTok.
think about what they're going to say and the jokes that they're holding on to. And,
Right.
and it's just really cool.
There's nothing like a good video podcast where you can see everyone waiting to jump on top of the other
nothing. You're just
person
like-
with a joke. Just no one listening to each other and everyone waiting to act like they're yes-anding.
And I'm sure there's some guests that are like,
You know what? Honestly, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think people usually get it.
I think people get it. I think people, when they're a guest, they
we explain it in the email that we send out to guests that it's like, this is the lowest stakes podcast you can go on. And it's fun. It's 90% improvised. Like, the only thing that we really do outside of this is the commercials.
Right.
And we've even started replaying some commercials. We've started putting some old classics back into the show because we got to
realize how insane it is that we were creating 4 commercials every week.
For them to only be heard once.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
You know, we brought back some commercials, and, you know, as we're doing it, we're putting in new ones. But I think that, you know, when a guest is here, they realize, first off, when we get to the interview, they're always just like, holy shit, what was that? What did we just do? What is time?
Yes.
And I think that's
Does it feel like a blur in a weird way?
It's a fever
Absolutely.
dream.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty exciting, and but it's also, you know, it's for somebody who's not from your world.
You're from
a little
our world.
scary too, you know, a little scary, you know.
You did.
But I love that. Like, it is true. You both have opened up for EYELIDS twice as the Hawk.
As this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And both times, I would say it definitely went better the second time, because I think there were more people on board the second time, but there was still the same asshole in the crowd that was like, don't give up your day job. I'm like, motherfucker, do you think this is my day job?
Yeah.
And Peter Buck really enjoyed it. He was like, he was touring with us, playing with us, and he's like, that sounded like a real podcast. It sounds like a real radio stage. He's like, he's been at those. He's had people come on stage and be like, hey, everybody, welcome to the Summer Jam, you know, especially in the early days.
For REM? And the crowd's like,
yeah, they did all those free college shows at one point, like in 85, and I think it was a ton of that.
They came to Radford University in 85 with the Minutemen, Minutemen opening.
Amazing.
And that was one of the last shows because I think like 7 days later, D. Boone sadly passed.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
So
it is an uphill battle doing comedy before a rock show, but it's fun.
Yeah,
it
is.
It was
fun.
great. I miss
fun.
that. I feel like shows used to be a little bit more like that, where it'd be like, we're gonna have a performance artist, then we're gonna have a folk artist, then we're gonna have
show should be like that.
A hardcore band play, and at the end, Survivor Research Laboratories will clear the space.
Well, Chris, you have a podcast that we talked about. It is a real podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Great podcast.
Revolutions Per Movie. Such a good podcast, man. It's so fun to listen to. It's so fun. Your guests come on and they talk about whatever movie. We did The Kids Are All Right.
Yeah, that was great.
Classic movie by The Who, which is out now, folks. You can go listen to that wherever you find your podcasts.
That was an awesome one, too, because, Jeff, you came at it like never seen the documentary, not really being a Who fan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm in the middle, and then Jason is like,
I've been watching this since I was a
lifer.
child.
Oh,
yes. So it was so awesome to get these perspectives. And that's what's kind of fun about the show is just, I don't pick it. It's coming from a place of awe or fear, like Julie Klausner picking the Nancy Sinatra 1967 special, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason she picked it. She could pick anything in the world to do.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so it's always fascinating to see what people gravitate towards.
Yeah, there's so much variety. Is there a movie that you guys haven't covered yet, or just out of it? Maybe you guys have covered it so far, but what is your favorite music doc? If you had to pick one, gun to your head.
Right. Well, I really like the new Velvet Underground documentary.
Yes.
I saw it a couple times in the theater, and we joked about me crying on this show, but I'm an easy target.
Yeah.
And music makes me cry all the time. So I'm watching the film in the theater. It's very overwhelming in terms of the soundscapes they're doing. And at the end, they're really ramping up people leaving this earth and all the chance meetings they have, and they're getting older, and the song Ocean is playing. And at the end of the film, like, I went outside and I just cried because I just love music so much, and how much it is about chance. Like, some Welsh experimental but traditional piano player and viola player shows up in New Jersey, New York, and meets Lou Reed, who's like a doo-wop, like novelty songwriter, and then they changed the course of music.
Except for Jeff Garlock. They changed nothing for Jeff Garlock.
This is how I felt watching Hated, the Gigi Allen story. I wept when he pulled that hot dog out of his ass.
It was a banana.
No, I get it. I get it. Listen.
Oh, there's a hot dog for this birthday.
I get it. It's, but I'm saying for me, that I thought that was a really hard film to tell. And I liked that it wasn't like the Sparks documentary where it's just talking heads being like, oh, they were amazing. I love them. There was none of that except for Jonathan Richman was the only one who had like bystander appreciation. I really loved that. Summer of Soul was amazing.
Oh, Summer of Soul was so good. Oh,
the MC5 documentary that has never been released is incredible. You can find bootlegs of it online. I mean, that's the fun thing is I feel like even documentaries by bands that I don't like, I can appreciate the stories and the people in it. And then I'll go buy an album and be like, nope, I was wrong.
Yeah.
The documentary was great.
You know what? Maybe Anvil did get their say. And I don't need to own 4 Anvil records.
Oh my God. I just, upcoming episode, we're doing Long Strange Trip by the Grateful Dead 6-part thing. And I've seen it twice now. And the first time I watched it, my wife was like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You're like,
sounds like Jeff's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so rough. And
have you done the Eagles movie yet? Or is that on the list?
Not yet, but that will be amazing. Again, that is an incredible film.
Yeah.
And
for a band I do not like.
Yeah, and you're kind of like, well, you know, they have some. You give them a little bit more credit, and then they open their mouth, and you're like, oh, you're just
the worst,
such
the worst, fucking
the
people.
worst.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch the Grateful Dead one forever, but it's just like it's such a like hurdle to get over my dislike for that band.
I used to hate the Grateful Dead, but now I have a nice little because actually, AP Mike from the Best Show has turned me on to a bunch of different shows. He's like, well, you should listen to this show, and I, you know, in the past, whenever a Deadhead would tell me that, I'd be like, shit, I'm not going to. I have a respect and love for some of those songs now, and I think that's just aging, personally.
Well, it's so weird. Like, I watched it, and the title sequence comes up, first song, and I'm like, this song sucks, right? I'm like, how can you start with it?
Driving that train.
I talked to a guest. We had David Weissman, who directed the Cockats documentary about, you know, the counterculture queer performance troupe in San Francisco. And he was like, they wanted to make that movie, but they didn't get the chance to. And their friend made that movie. And he said they were watching it at Sundance. That first song came up and he turned to his partner and said, we're in good hands here. Like, for them, it was the perfect song, right?
All right. Okay.
And they were like, oh, they picked this thing that totally makes the most sense in terms of telling their story out of the gate. And for me, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Like, and I think the Grateful Dead is really finding that entryway, that crack to get in there. It's hard.
I mean, like the 80s stuff.
The punk embracing and hardcore embracing of like in the late in like people and like all my friends like now once they got to 40 I was just like now I hate it more. I'm like frustrated that it's like I'm like no I don't want to put the Deadhead logo on everything. Like,
well, can I ask a question about the Dead for both of you? Well, Jason, you starting to embrace it. Do you think can you be a cynic and like the Grateful Dead? That seems like a really hard.
I don't think you can.
Yeah.
I don't. There might. I mean, with age, cynics tend to mellow out, unless they're John Lydon. And
although the PIL doc made me for the first time be like, oh, do I have feelings for John? Like I understand him now.
Yeah.
I mean, I also love PIL a lot more than Sex Pistols, but
me
dude,
that was a great documentary too.
It's a great one. You actually like feel for him. You're like, oh, I get it now. I get his deal. But
I don't think it's possible. I don't know. I think it might be possible depending on age and depending on the person. But then like I will watch clips from Dead and Company just to see like, is this any good? I'll just like watch a random YouTube and it's just fucking Mickey Hart fucking around on a vibraphone and some other guy playing bass. And I'm like, this is the worst shit I've ever heard in my life.
That's ultimately my biggest problem with the Dead after all these years. And beyond that, like, it's like my brother's world. Like, he's a jam band guy. And even my best friend's wife is like a jam band woman. Yeah. Like, that's their whole world. But especially the
jam band woman.
they never kick in. It's
well,
just
they
like
try.
There's never, but even when they try, they don't to me.
I love those moments.
And then jam band people will be like, well, you like prog. Isn't it the same? And I was like, there's a difference. There's a plan with the prog. And it's also coming from different sections. But I'm waiting for it ever to kick in. And I'm like, no, I don't want it to just keep going. I want the song to be long in a Genesis way, but not in a unfocused kind of like.
Well, the Grateful Dead don't have that sense of melodicism that even some prog had, right? You know? Right. But I do feel like the slower, quieter songs by the Dead hit the target way more than when they try to rock in quotes,
Yes.
or get the energy up, like let's dance, have a good time. That's to me where I'm like, that is no fun to me.
Right.
But some of the quieter, more pensive, sadder songs, I
even
can
20-minute Steve Roach songs, and Tangerine Dream songs, like the ambient stuff that I really love, you can hear the moment when it actually kicks in. It pulls into the minimalist classical element of like, it's not just repeating stuff forever. But there's a section to it. It's getting into a movement, and it drives me up a wall.
But do those like where the Dead are jamming and you hear them about to kick in and they don't kick in and they do it like 8 times? Is it just because they're so fucked up and like somebody didn't realize that they were supposed to kick in?
But then it creates a weird domino effect where it's like, let's create an entire subgenre of music about this where no one ever kicks in. Yeah. And so if it's just like a drug mistake, that's even more annoying.
Oh,
like, and I say this as partly as someone who like the first band I ever decided to like was Primus, and then Primus embraced the jam band world, and I get it. When I listened to him on Marin, I was like, this totally makes sense. The trajectory. Yeah. He's like, I need to pay the mortgage on my house. Tim doesn't want to play Primus anymore. But like, then I'm like, all of a sudden you don't have focus again. I'm already trying to defend Primus, but why am I defending Primus?
You want to know that break is coming whenever Les Claypool goes, and it goes,
exactly. But not that it's going to just meander. Fucking hell, man.
I'd like to thank you both for being on Revolutions Per Movie today. It was great.
Of course, we went right into it.
But it's so funny. Like you mentioned Primus, I just did an interview with Homer Flynn of the Cryptic Corporation, who represents the Residents, right?
Yeah.
Who influenced Primus to no end.
Yes.
And as a child,
freaked me out when I first heard Duck Stab.
Oh, me
and was
too.
like, oh, this sounds like now I get it. And not really realizing Sinister Exaggerator was a cover. I knew it, but not really, kind of. But yeah,
right.
That is my Les Claypool impression, and it has to come up in an episode of The Hawk sometime where he's just randomly in the studio and you just hear,
what song do you think Derp happens in?
That's like his Tom Petty, like,
yeah, everybody's got that.
It's like a conversation between Tom Petty and
I want to know
Claypool.
what song you think Derp is in.
I think Jerry was a race car driver, right?
It's Welcome to This World.
Tommy the Cat? Okay.
It's Welcome to This World, and he goes, you're dead right. I didn't think it was there, but it just popped in my head because I was just re-listening to Pork Soda.
What is that on?
Pork Soda.
Okay,
Welcome
then I was
to
going to
this
say.
world full of pizza bean swimming pools where all you have to lose it over.
But I love it. Like, you're like, I can't stand the Grateful Dead, but you're like, but Primus on the other hand.
love Primus, man.
But also, like, think about the concept that there was like, I didn't like music at all. I only listened to Weird Al, maybe.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what I'm going to decide to really like? Primus. And I'm going to remember all of the names of their tour manager that's in the Cheesy Home video and be like, oh, that's Trows. That's Shamblin' Bear. Like,
so you're basically like that child that they're like, he's going to be a savant because we just put him in a room and he never saw daylight or nature, but we're going to give him a bunch of paints and we'll throw guitar in there and you don't know what music is. And then you step out, you open the door and what you first think.
But because it's this weird subgenre and then you can, it's not even a subgenre, it's just its own world. And then that just set me up to like 20 years later be like, here's the thing about this Giallo. And then just go deep on some dumb fucking...
Well, welcome to the outside world, Geoff.
Yes. Chris, thank you so much for being on The Hawk. Of course, Revolutions Per Movie. You can get it wherever you get podcasts. And then EYELIDS, you guys have a new record out, right?
Yep.
Or when is this in
it's
stores?
A double record that just came out, kind of an odds and ends record, but a lot of unreleased stuff. Even Peter Buck even sings an Elmore James song with us.
Amazing.
That he was like, I want to do that, and we recorded it years ago, and he blessed us to put on the record. So it's our Ringo singing on the White Album kind of thing. It's a cool record. I worked really hard in the sequence to make it feel like a real record instead of like a collection of things that we had lying around. So,
and where can people get that? Where can people find it?
They can get that from Rough Trade or from Jealous Butcher Records.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic, man.
Yeah, thanks so much. It was a total thrill. You know, I'm a fan, so thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much for listening to 108.9 The Hawk with Jason Gore and Jeff Garlock. This is Greg Lemon Sour giving you the dustiest grooves. And I'm telling you this, you gotta keep listening every single Monday because we're gonna be bringing you a new episode on the free feed. And if you need more, if you need some deep, deep cuts, then go to our Patreon, patreon.com/1089 The Hawk, where maybe you'll even get Greg Lemon Sour talking about television. Ooh, if that doesn't suck you in, I don't know what will. But until then, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Are we good? Are we okay?